It is time to get inside this interior and start laying down some primer, some paint, and making this thing look nice. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Like I said, we're laying down some paint in here, but you may have seen the dash is still exposed. Gotta wrap that in plastic. I wanna wrap up the doors as well. We'll plastic off all this stuff. I'll cut a little slit in there so I can get in there and spray, but I wanna block it all off and all that. So we should be good to go. Everything is here, all the supplies, so we should be able to get primer, paint, clear, all that stuff on in this video. So very excited about that. All we gotta do is start, so let's get to it. Just a quick little update, and as per usual, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. So this is what we got so far. We got the dash all wrapped up, everything up under the dash as far up as we're gonna spray is covered. Pedals are covered in aluminum foil, got everything under there all taken care of, all wrapped up. Both doors on that side are now wrapped up. I still gotta cut my little slit in there so I can stick my head in there and get my arm and all that stuff in there to spray and all that stuff, but those are covered up. That took quite a while, actually. Then we got these two doors left. So yeah, just keep taping, keep wrapping plastic. This took freaking forever. It may not look like there was a lot done in this first portion of the video, but you can bet both booty cheeks that there was a lot of work done because this took forever. We got all four doors taped up, these little slits in the doors so I can get in there, spray. We got these little flaps that come over and tape to the side to kind of like block primer dust and stuff like that coming out of there, but went through and got everything wiped down with wax and grease remover. So everything is good to go. It's ready to spray, all that, but it's well into the evening right now, so it's getting a little bit chilly, and I'm sure there's moisture in the air. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. It's gonna be warm, sunny, all that kind of jazz, and it'll be a lot easier to do. So yeah, this just took way longer than expected for the prep, but yeah, like I said, we're good to go tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day. We're all set up, good to go. Gun's ready, everything's set up there. Primer is now doing its induction time. We got about 11 minutes left. I'm using the Omni primer that we used on the underside of the car. So Omni, reducer, into the cup, 2-to-1 ratio, 15-minute induction time, and you're good to go. So waiting on that now. So just gonna go through, get some final things looked over, make sure everything is 100% good like I think it is, and we should be good to spray. Even though I always do my prep work as best I can, and I always do it as well as I can, I always get super nervous right before I spray because I'm like, what if I forgot something? Or what if I didn't do this? Or what if I didn't do that? And I always just get in my head a little bit and get a little bit nervous. But I think everything's good to go. I don't know what else I could have done here that would be different. So, yeah. Okie dokie. Well, everything I know to do is done. Let's lay down the first coat of primer. Yeah, so here on this first coat, I was having a little bit of trouble with the gun, it seemed like. The primer was just like sputtering out and things like that. It wasn't flowing like it should have been, I felt like. And I was adjusting the gun every way I knew how. I just couldn't get it to like spray, it seemed like. It went on fine, but it just, I was fighting it the whole time, it seemed like. I do figure it out later on in the video what was going on, but this first coat was a little bit of a struggle the whole way through, but we got it on there. All right, first coat is down. That went on pretty easy. I kept blowing out like dirt and stuff from under the rails there that I couldn't really get to whenever I was cleaning this stuff out and everything, but it's not too bad. I wiped out what I could, but there's gonna be some dirt and stuff flying around in here, I guess, just because there's so many crevices and things like that that you just can't get to. So first coat is now drying. I'm gonna mix up the next batch of primer, and then I'm gonna clean my gun a little bit because I was having some trouble as well with the gun. It was like sticking or something. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but I'm gonna clean the gun, and we'll let the primer, the second batch, do its induction time, and we'll lay on the second coat. I always forget to do this whenever I'm pouring paint, but if you put two little tape pieces on the thing and you pour it over that, it'll make a little funnel to go in a lot easier, and you won't get it all over your paint can. Timer went off. That means it is time for coat 2, so let's get to spraying. Hopefully this one goes on a little bit smoother. I cleaned the gun, which again, I clean the gun after every use, so I'm not sure why it would have been dirty, but cleaned it out anyway just to make sure, and so here we go. I did clean it, but that wasn't what the issue was. I found out exactly what it was, and I'll explain that in a second, but this coat went on much, much better than the first coat. The gun was flowing nicely, had good airflow the whole time. Paint was coming out like it should have been, or the primer was coming out as it should have been, and it just went on way better than the first coat. That is how a coat is supposed to lay down. Much, much better, but I don't think it was all the primer's fault. I'll explain that in a second, but check this out. Everything laid on super, super smooth, turned out super well. I am very happy with how it looks. I've always loved the epoxy primer look. Everything just looks super smooth and new and fresh. And yeah, now we're just waiting for this to flash off and dry for a little bit, and then we can add the color to it. But yeah, very, very happy now that this second coat is on here. But the reason that I found that it didn't go on as well on the first coat, which it's just experience. I don't have the experience to look at these kind of things or notice these kind of things, but I did notice it on the second coat, and let me show you. I was noticing when I was spraying it that the paint was not like, it was like sputtering. It wasn't like it was getting air or something like that. So I thought, oh, no duh. This little thing right here on top of the paint canister was too far down in there. It was stuck down in there, and the paint can couldn't breathe. Like, it couldn't get the paint out of there, so that's why it was sputtering and stuff like that. Once I like loosened that up and got it out of there and it could breathe, paint was coming out super fine. So yeah, that was a little issue that I just wouldn't have thought the first time to look at that, but yeah. But now that I have that figured out, we're switching back over to the aerosol stuff that we got from Automotive Touch-Up Paint. Big shout out to them for getting this sent out to me super quick. They had said they were behind because they had lost power and stuff like that at their shop and everything due to storms, but they got mine out, and we're going to be doing the 2K clear. This is the same process we did in the trunk, and I'll throw some shots of that up on there now if you guys didn't catch that video, and I'll link it up top as well. But yeah, this is the T70 Electric Blue. They can mix this base coat up into an aerosol can, and I thought it'd be cool to try on the trunk because it was a tight quartered area and not a lot of space to move around. And yeah, we're using it on the whole interior now. So letting this dry a little bit longer, and we can lay down some blue. All right, time to add some blue. Let's do it. I picked up their little $5 trigger thing to lay down the base coat and the clear, and this thing made all the difference in the world. These cans seem to be a little bit harder to push down on the nozzles, so for a project like this and getting it in there and being able to spray it consistently, this little trigger thing was the ticket. Ooh, first coat is laid down, and man, did it lay down good. I love these aerosol cans from Automotive Touch-Up. They just it works so well. The electric blue popping in here now, looking all uniform and nice as opposed to that patchy look from before. We got some tiger striping, but it is the first coat, so I'm not too worried about it. The same thing happened in the trunk, but yeah, really happy with how this coat turned out. Waiting on it to flash off now. It says 5 to 10 minutes. I'm waiting 15 just because I want it to be, you know, good and cured. So we'll wait another 10 minutes, and yeah, we'll lay down the second coat and see how this thing looks. After the second coat, we gotta wait a half an hour before the clear, but that should be no problem. So yeah, this is looking sweet. Second coat went on just as smooth as the first, got rid of all those tiger stripes, and it looks good. Yes, boy, second coat is down, much better. Tiger stripes gone. Everything looks nice and electrically blue. So letting it flash off 30 minutes, and then we're gonna lay down the clear coat, and this will look way, way better in here, and I will be happy and pleased. Now, granted, I do know that this is all going to be covered up with carpet, plastic, sound deadening, all that stuff, but it's just the principle of cleaning it up, protecting it with the epoxy primer, all that stuff, and just making it all look nice and uniform, and I will know underneath all that stuff, it looks fantastic. It's time for ye old clear. God dang, the second coat always makes it look way, way better. And boy, oh boy, take a look at this. Yes, sir. 2 coats of clear, everything. It's a good thing too, because I'm like, I don't have any more clear. I only ordered 3 cans, and 3 cans got the job done. I could not have sprayed another inch of this interior. So yeah, everything's drying right now. We're about 5 minutes in, so yeah, this is gonna cure for a while. I'm not gonna put anything in here, do anything else to it while it's drying and cured and all that stuff. And I am just super, super happy with how this turned out. I didn't show any of the spraying of the clear because it was honestly too foggy in there. I couldn't even hardly see anything myself. I tried to put the GoPro in there and stuff like that, but it was just too foggy. I mean, you could have seen some stuff, but you guys have seen me spray stuff before. But yeah, I just couldn't see anything in here. So here is the other side, and it just looks so good. Oh, look how shiny and fancy. Oy. I could wait a little bit longer to let this stuff dry a little bit more, but I don't want to. I'm gonna start cutting this stuff out of here. That way we can get all this stuff off the doors and everything. It can breathe a little bit better, all that. I'm just gonna cut it along the tape so the tape can stay rigid and keep, I don't wanna pull that off of there just yet because it's right up against the paint. So we'll let that stay, but we'll cut everything else off. These scissors couldn't cut butter, but there we go. Yes, buddy. Same thing on the front door here. I've got better scissors, but but they're still wet clear on the plastic, and I don't want to use the good ones, but at this point I feel like it would be easier for me, but whatever. More shots of it because I just can't get enough of it. Just look how shiny it is in there. Good grief. 2 coats of clear really does pop. Got all the plastic off the doors, and man, it just flows so well now. Look at that. Paint, clear, shiny. But with getting the plastic off the doors, that's about all we can do right now because the rest of it has to cure, and I can like feel my face. It's like sticky from the clear. Like every time I talk or blink or anything, I can just feel it. Just super sticky right now. And so gonna end it off here. I'm so glad we got everything knocked out. Now we can begin putting the interior back together. Sound deadening, wiring, stereos, all that kind of stuff can go in, and it's gonna get really, really exciting. So I can't wait to start on that. And so yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.